So in the project till now, we have completed the admin part. Means super admin is able to create the batches, candidate, enrollment, and session recording also. Now, whatever the data we have done it over here, once candidate log in, he should be able to see the batches he is, and once he click on the batch, he should see all the recordings. Correct? Yes or no? Let's say Milind is enrolled to a full stack batch and let's say Milind is enrolled to Angular and the database only. So once he log in, he should be able to see two tabs, Angular batch and database batch. If he click on Angular, all the recording from that Angular batch should be visible. Then he will see the recordings one by one. Correct? So that admin part is done. Now candidate login we have to start working on. Okay. So we need the UI also. So the same chat I'm opening. Now in candidate login, I need to show
Means authorization. That's it. Means
not authorization.
okay.
Let's say you logged in. So you should
Mhm.
see how many batches you are enrolled with, correct? Once you click on that batch, all the recording of that batch. See, candidate doesn't have so much thing. He can only
Yes.
see the recordings, correct?
Mhm.
Because session recording, candidate enrollment, only admin can do. In candidate login, we won't have anything. He can only see the recording.
Yes.
Okay. So at the top, we will show the batches he is enrolled in. If he click on the particular batch, all the recordings will be available. So that UI I'm going to ask it now. Now in the candidate login, I need to show batches he is enrolled in. And if I click on any batch, I need to show beyond me. Chirag.
Login UI is same, na?
Yeah, same na. Login is same. Based on the role, we will do these things. Okay. On the badge, I need to show session recording for that batch. I just need static UI for same. Now, in the end for session recording, we will use card design. Okay. Let it create this. So we will start our component. Now I will be needing one more component where after login, user will direct, if the logged in user is candidate, he will directly log in, he will directly navigate to that component. Because candidate doesn't, or wait, do we have dashboard for the candidate? Yeah, candidate is there. Let's see what do we have in candidate. Candidate not found. Anyone knows the candidate ID? Let's check the candidate. Candidate API is also there in the dashboard. So let's see what data we have. 166. Okay, so in candidate also dashboard is there, but we have very limited information like you total batches, active batch, available session, active enrollment like that. Okay, and let's say, yeah, okay. So for candidate also we need the dashboard. Now in admin dashboard, we have so many things. If you check the admin dashboard API, we have got so many things. Total batches also, then batch wise recording count also, and batch candidate also. So in dashboard, in admin dashboard, we have so many things. So we won't disturb that dashboard component. We will create separate dashboard component for the candidate. Okay. So one more page I will be creating. This dashboard component, existing one, we will use it for admin. Now I'm creating one more component for the candidate dashboard. Because in candidate dashboard, we just have to show 4 count. That's it. Ng generate component, candidate dashboard. Okay. One more component we will need to show the recordings. Okay. So let's say candidate only. That component will be also accessible by candidate only. Candidate session records. Okay. Two components I have created. So once I create the component, again I have to create the routes. Let's copy paste quickly. So candidate hyphen dashboard, candidate dashboard, and candidate recording session recording. Fine. So two components we have created. Now let's run the project. Now role-based things are coming. Okay. See it properly. Now, if I log in as a admin, what is the password? Did someone change it? I am not able to log in.
Sir, I
Someone,
have faced the same issue, invalid username and login.
someone
Many
might have
times
changed.
also. 2 and 3 times.
Mm,
Someone is deleting, I think.
Someone might have deleted the record. My record is not there. Let's use Shekhar. Role is candidate. Where is the role admin now? Super admin. Okay. So I will use Amir's login. Okay. Super admin is there. But we added some restriction on the roles, right? Last time when we were discussing that role should be only this particular roles only should come. You guys don't remember? I have multiple batches going in and I remember. We added some role validation, na, ki only these roles are allowed.
So we need to call that API sir, right now for drop down to
See,
select.
candidate or super admin. Only these two
Yes.
roles are allowed, na? So, do we have any user with that role now? Yeah. Okay. So Shubham record I will be using. So Shubham password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we only have two roles, super admin and the candidate. Okay. So if the super admin logged in, we are getting all the menus. This is clear. But if candidate login, I should not get all these menu batches, candidate on this. I should get dashboard and recording menu. Only two menus I should get. Correct or no?
Class चालू है.
Be on mute. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Because if super admin is logged in, he should have access to all the pages. But if candidate login, he should have access to only to the dashboard, that to his dashboard, not the admin dashboard, and the session recording itself. Correct? So now we need to create our dynamic UI also. Means our navigation should be dynamic. Okay. So, and what's the second rule? Candidate. Do we have any user with candidate? C is capital.
Can we have another module like user management through which into that?
We can, but now when we created the table, there only we have stored the password. We can have a separate table also for user. Okay.
Yeah.
But normally we have it, but when we created the table, then the table only we had added the password. So it is like that only. Instead of this, instead of keeping this password and the user credential over here, we could put it into a different table that will be the user. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so if I log in with Aishwarya, Aishwarya's role is candidate. So I should not be able to see all this menu. Okay. So if you check the logged in data, where we are storing the logged in data? In your local storage, right? Batch user. So see, here the role is super admin. Now in your navbar, where is our navbar? App component or some other? Where is our layout component? Okay. So now in
Layout
layout
component.
component, this is static currently. Now we need to add a condition base, right? So now if the logged in role is admin, super admin, so we have to show these menus. Otherwise, we have to show other menus. Okay. So I'm copy pasting this, the super admin dashboard, because candidate also has the dashboard. So this is the candidate dashboard. Then one more route, that will be candidate recording. So candidate will have access to only 2 pages. Okay. Recordings. Fine. Now, if user, the logged in user is super admin, this menu should be visible. If it is candidate, this menu should be visible. Now tell me, how do you hide and show like this? How you will achieve this?
First, we will get that
NG
from the local storage.
Yeah, ngif will be there. What I will write in ng,
First, we'll get the data from the local.
right? First, we need
And
to read the local storage data. Na? In the layout component, we are already reading that and putting into this variable. So this variable, now I will add the condition. That if dot rule equal to if it is super admin. So this value we have to put it over here. Now should I put it over here? Is this correct?
constant.
It should get moved to the constant, correct?
Yes.
Yes or no? Any hard code value, we should not keep
Yes.
any hard code value anywhere. It should always go to your constant. Okay. So in constant, I'm creating my rules. Export constant. Now instead of constant now, enum we discussed. If you guys remember when I explained the project setup, I said we can create enum also. Okay.
yes.
Let's
Yes.
create enum. You will
Same
understand
like
after.
constant it is working. Na?
Event also like constant, but in event, in enum we can access the by index also, or we can store the value also. Means
Yeah.
we have just one or two values now. So instead of going for a constant, the best way is enum. Okay.
Okay.
Enums. So rule dot enum dot ts. Okay. Simple TypeScript file. Export enum rules. How do you create? I also don't know. What is that? Super admin, but we need to compare it with value, right? So let's try super underscore admin value or equal to, this is the role, comma, then candidate. Candidate super admin underscore role. Okay. So we created enum. Now there are two ways to create enum. This is, we have created enum, but it's like a constant where key value pair data is there. One more enum is there, cox export. Let's say instead of string value in the role, let's say we had number. Sometimes in so many applications we have 0, 1, 2, 3, something like that. Not for role, but for some another value, level, current index or something. It can be according to the project. You might have a requirement where you need number from API. You are getting some number. Okay. And in your Angular application also, you want to store something like that. Let's say uh, in some project you get levels. Key, this particular user is at which level. So we get number 0, 1, 2, 3. So instead of hard coding that, you create a enum also. Okay. So that we will say level level 1, level 2. So see, this enum we have created, but here we have stored the value. And here we didn't store any value. So we access this as a number. So when you access this like constant value is equal to this dot. So what you get it over here? What you will get it over here? 0, 1, 2. If you don't assign any value, 0, 1, 2, the number. See, getting it? Understood? Try to imagine. Let's say each candidate has some number coming from. Let's say who is completing how many recording. Okay. So based on how which candidate has completed which how many number of recording, likewise he is getting the level 1, 2, 3. One candidate who has completed most of the recording. So let's say you are getting that level number 1, 2, 3 from API, and same data you have to manage it also. Correct? So you store it like this. If it is an integer kind of a constant value. Or if you want to store the value, you can directly store this like this also. I'm not sure if you are able to imagine that or not. Anyone understood what I tried to explain?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let it be. If you are not getting understood, let it be. No issues. Because very less project will be there where they will use enum. Okay.
So
Because
we
it
can
needs.
assign from 1 also, no, to that level 1.
Yeah, we can assign also manually also.
Yes.
But if you don't assign, by default 0, 1,
0.
2.
Yes.
Okay. So we created enum where we have stored our roles. Now in HTML, can we directly access, will you be able to directly access the enum or any constant? No, right? Because in HTML, what you can access? The variable which you created over here. So in your layout component, you need to create a variable and there you will store your enum. Okay. So role enum is equal to your enum name. That is roles. Okay. Means whatever the data you have it over here, that you stored over here. Now this variable, you will use it over here instead of this. Understood now? Instead of going for a constant, enum is also one more way. So if the logged in role is this, we have to show these many menus over here. And in else, we have to show this two menu over here. Okay, let's test it. Save, save, save. Okay, so currently we are logged in with Shubham, which is admin. So all menus are coming. Let's try login with Aishwarya now. Aishwarya join. Aishwarya is not there.
Hello. Yeah, I have joined now.
Yeah. Okay. So see, Aishwarya's role is candidate. So now only two menus are coming. Understood? So whenever you have, for your application, you have multiple role. This is very basic code. We don't use this in a, what do we say, production level application. Okay. Do we use this way in production level application?
No, sir.
We can. Nothing bad in it also.
No.
Okay. But let's say your menus are very limited, like this. Okay. What, 4 to 5 menus are over here, 2 menus are over here. So why to write a custom code for this? Why we will create a route array, menu item, and create dynamic route? Instead of that, we do this also. But in normally application, we don't have this many less menus. We have more menus, right? So that's why we use alternate ways also. Okay. Understood? Whatever we did, instead of doing it very simple, we just make it little bit complex, nothing else. But the logic will be like that. Based on the role, we have to show the dynamic menu. Clear now, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Chetan, in
Now,
constant, we need to directly use that constant name.
in constant,
We can directly use, na? But in enum, we can
no, no,
just
no. In HTML, you cannot use constant also and your enum also. How you will
in
use directly, na?
understood. Understood.
Getting it? How can you use? How you will import? Getting it?
Yes, understood.
So whenever you have to access some constant or enum, you have to put it into a variable and there you import your constant, and then by using this variable, you can access everything like this. Okay?
Okay.
Hmm. Shikhar, you had some question?
Sir, instead of this if and else, can we use means the guard is also there, na? Role-based authentication.
But
Can we do that?
guard is a separate thing, na? Guard
Huh.
won't do the hide and show, right?
Right.
We just need to show the dynamic menu. Guard won't do that. Guard,
But
we have to implement the guard.
no, I
If
wanted to know in
hmm,
route options when we write the route now
hmm,
in route.ts file,
hmm,
there is some option available na for role also. Means if the role is like that only, then the route will be get accessed. That is also there.
that we have to do. This is
Okay.
also we have to, and that also. Guard also we have to create. Role-based guard.
Means,
One
means
guard will
both
be
we have to
created.
do.
Both things are needed, not just
Okay.
this.
Okay.
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 Currently, we have created guard which is just checking if user is logged in or not. But
Yes.
one
Right.
more guard we will create where we will check if user has access to this particular page or not.
Okay.
Okay. That is
Yes.
the role-based guard.
Okay, sir. Got.
Okay. Now, in your recording page, here you have to show the batches Aishwarya is enrolled. Okay. Let's see if UI is ready. This candidate. What is the page? Section management system or what? What it is saying? Candidate login. Okay, candidate login. Let's copy candidate session recording HTML. It has provided, yeah, JavaScript only code it has provided. Let me put it over here. Session container. What is session container? Session container. I asked him to not to provide HTML, not to provide JavaScript code, but still it has provided. Session container over here. For this particular page, new CSS has been added or what now? Let's check if some new CSS has been added or not. Let's try to remove and we will check. Save. Somewhere. Session title. Why? Still it is empty. Even ending bracket is there. End of characters somewhere still it is there. Mm. CSS are missing again. we need to find the div where this CSS is there. Or no, I'm putting everything. Okay. So, but where is the batch? My enroll batches, select a batch to view. Where is the batch button? Okay, so these are the batches. We don't need this much big. Something else UI it has given. We just need a small button, right? If I click on the button, my recording should come like this, but I don't need session batch name like this. So this UI we will consider for our recordings, and buttons we will directly show it over here. Now, how you will show your Aishwarya is logged in, but we need to create the data also now. Aishwarya log ID is 103. We need proper data, then only now we can see it. Aishwarya's login now. Batch. Which batch we can use? Okay, I will create proper data. Don't touch my data, okay, now, because otherwise every day we just have to create the proper data. So B-32 final. This is the name I am giving. I'm writing it over here. Don't delete, okay? Start ended, muted. Okay, batch ID is 201. Aishwarya's ID and my batch ID is 210. Oh, we have the URL. Why am I doing this? Shubham login again. I will have to find that session. Shubham's login. Let me copy most of this. Okay, now I created a batch which is B-32 final. Now I need to enroll Aishwarya into this batch. So enrollment, I will select this batch and I will select Aishwarya. Aishwarya. Okay, enroll that, go to itself, active, create enrollment. Done or no? Shubham is there? Pull, take the pull. Oh my God, so many changes are here with me. Let's do it from Swagger. Okay. You are getting right what I'm trying to do. I didn't complete the whole thing. Anyone can do it. We just need to register. Go to the enrollment, select this batch and select Aishwarya and date and active. Do it quickly. Anyone? From your application. Anyone doing?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Okay. Now in this batch, we need to create some recordings. Okay. So I'm from Swagger only. I will add the recordings. As sessions. Try it out. Batch ID is 210.
Chetan, from Swagger, how can we create the user like admin or candidate? I
Admin
was
you cannot
seeing, but
create.
I couldn't find that
Candidate
API.
only. Candidate only you have to create. That is nothing but user. Okay. Let's say
So from which API? Acha,
candidate
user.
post. No, candidate.
Okay.
Here, na? Post.
Okay. And for that login, the same
We have a
candidate
user
will
API.
work.
Yes, same data. Okay. Let's start ng for, let's say, topic description, ng for in Angular. YouTube ID I don't have right now, so, or let's get it. G for. So I will get this ID, and this ID will go over here. Duration invalid, I don't need display order 0, right? Execute. So in our batch B32 final, I have added one recording, okay? Then second for ng class, 2 recordings or 3 recordings, we will add it. Display order 1. Search ng class. This is the second recording. Third recording, pipes in Angular. Display order 2. We need the pipe. We are just preparing the data. I hope you are able to understand why we are doing this. Because in the candidate login, we should see the batch, and if I click on the batch, I should see the recording. That's what I'm creating. Okay. So in B32 final batch, we have added 3 recordings. Now, let's log in with Aishwarya again. Candidate. Aishwarya's login. Okay. Why? Double quote. Now, in this recording page, we have to show buttons of the batches. Means Aishwarya is enrolled to how many batches? So if you check the batch API, it's batch. Oh my God, we don't have API where I can pass the candidate, sorry, enrollment, no?
It is an enrollment.
Yeah. So here you can see we have a API where I can pass the candidate ID. Okay. So candidate ID of Aishwarya is 103. So if you pass this over here, you will get how many batches this particular candidate is enrolled with. Currently, she is enrolled in. Oh my God, you already did the registration. 3 batches are there. Okay. But again, how you will, here also we need the join. Right? We need the batch name, na? I forgot to add the join. Okay, let it be. For now, we will. So the latest batch, what we created is 210. So see, 210 entries there. Okay. I will again change the API here. You will get the batch name. For now, we will integrate this API. So on this page, on the recording page, we have to integrate this API so that whatever the logged in candidate is there, we will get the enrollment. Ki how many batches that particular candidate is logged in, and we have to show that in the buttons. Okay. Understood, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, so in our enrollment service, I will create this function because this is related to enrollment. Okay. Get enrolled batches by candidate ID. Okay. I'm naming like that. So you should understand this .http .get. Okay. Now we need to put our URL also. So in batch enrollment, constant enrollment. What is our name? Batch enrollment by candidate. This will be our method name. You're getting error. It by and being tagged. Okay. Now, so here our method name will be like this, till enrollment. Just in the ending here, instead of this, what was there? Controller, no? Controller dot enrollment, then method name dot enrollment dot get enrollment by ID, what we created. After that, we need to pass the ID also, right? So this function will have the ID number, whatever the ID I get, that I will pass it over here. So my URL will be dynamic dash plus ID. Okay. Now this function I need to integrate on the page load in my candidate batch session recording. Okay. So here we need to pass the logged in ID. Okay. Now, till now you understood this, everyone? I know so much of code will be there. Everyone
Yes,
is able to sync up with me.
Yes.
So this API call we need to make. Okay. So in service, I just created that API call. Okay. The method name, I put it into my constant instead of putting it over here. Okay. The same method name, this only method name, instead of putting it over here directly, we just moved it to our constant. Okay. That only we are using it over here. So whatever this function, whenever we call this function, we will pass the ID. So that ID we need to pass it over here. That's it. Now in this component, once the component load, we need to call this function so that we will get how many batches this particular candidate is enrolled with. Okay. So for that, we need the logged in candidate ID. How you will get the logged in candidate ID now? Again, we have to read the local storage data, right? We
yes,
have
sir.
already done that over here. So for now, I'm doing it again, but we should not do this repeat. Okay, now otherwise we won't be able to complete this. So I'm doing the same thing again. Tomorrow I will explain ki instead of repeating this code again and again, how do you actually do it? This is code repetition happening, na? Correct? Same code is there in your service also, in layout component also. Same code you are repeating over here. This is code repetition. Yes
Yes.
or no?
Yes.
Right? So instead of repeating this code, we can move it to our service also. I will explain it tomorrow. On init. Now ng on init. And we need to inject our service, that is enrollment service. Inject enrollment service. Okay. Now, so here we need to create one function, that is get enrollment or get batches by candidate. Nothing but the same function we have to call. This dot enrollment service dot get enrollment batch by candidate ID, and here you need to pass the logged in ID. So this dot candidate ID. Dot subscribe and bracket curly bracket next result. Okay. Now whatever the result we get, that we need to store it into a variable. So enrollments colon. Did we create any interface or class for enrollment? It's not coming. It is not. Let's go with any form of enrollments. So here this dot enrollment is equal to res dot data. Okay. Now tell me, On the page load, this function should get triggered so that we will get the enrollment of this logged in candidate. Now this function, I will call it over here. Will it work properly? Or I should call it over here, where I should call this function?
On init.
On in?
ng on init.
I'm saying key over here, I should call it in a if condition. What might be the reason I'm saying we should call this function over here?
If only the user has logged in.
Right? Because let's say there might be a case like without login also user sometimes might access this page, or sometimes might happen because in this function we are trying to access the candidate ID. Candidate ID, we are getting it over here. So ideally this function we should initiate from over here. Means once we have the candidate ID, then only we will call our function. Okay. But again, just to be safe side, here also if we call it, it's okay. But we just need to add the if statement. If this variable is not undefined. Okay. Let's check for now if API call is happening. Reload. Okay. So API call is there and we are getting 3 enrollment. Okay. So our batch ID is 210, the recently created one. Let me show you again. 01. No. Where is the batch we created? 210 itself, no? 210. Someone removed it also? How come? Just now we created, no?
It will be there. Just refresh it, I
Okay,
think.
okay, yeah, it is there. Okay, so the batch we created, B-32, its ID is 210. Currently in our API, you are not getting the batch name, but identify because of the batch ID, okay? So whatever the data we got, that we just need to show into the buttons so that this candidate has enrolled in 3 batches, okay? So in HTML, my enroll batches, here we will show just a normal for loop we will write on enrollments. But again, enrollment is our normal variable, it won't work. So we need to convert it into signal. This is a pain now in Angular, in zoneless application. Everything has to be signal. SIG signal of array empty set. Okay. Now here mass between success. Okay. Now we will show item dot batch ID because we are not getting the batch name yet, but I will update the API, then you will get it. We will get batch ID. I will show for now. Save. Okay. So see, now I will open the same thing in the different browser. Let's try with different browser and with different login now. We didn't create the guard, I think. We're able to log in. Batch candidate. Get. So in another browser, I'm trying to log in with another user. Then put the login I'm using. Okay, if I go to the recordings, so Ganpat is not recorded. Ganpat is not enrolled to any batches, I think. Can someone add one batch to the Ganpat login so that we can see? No, empty enrollment for ID is, right, what was the name? Ganpat test. Add this to any one of the batch. Go to the enrollment and add it to one of the batch. Someone is doing? Go to enrollment and add Ganpat to one of
Yes,
the
done.
batch.
Done. Can
Done, sir.
Now if I refresh, see, 2 batches are coming for the Ganpat. Okay, different candidate login. Now if we check the Shubham Aishwarya login, we are getting 3 batches. Understood now? So whatever the candidate you are logging in, how many batches you are enrolled, that many batches you will be able to see. Understood this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what will be the next thing? On click of it, we need to get the recording of the particular batch wherever I click, correct? So we need the API also like that. Let's check if API is there or not. In batch session, here we have an API, batch ID. So our batch ID is 210. So if I pass 210, I will get all the recording of that batch. See, 3 recording we added. So all 3s are coming. So this API call now we need to make on click of this. That's it. Okay. So on click of it, this is our final flow. Click get session recordings and we have to pass the batch ID itself. Let's create this. Okay. Now we have batch service already created. So in batch service, one more get API call we will need. Get all batch, no session, no, sorry, not in batch, na recording, no, here. So get all session recording, just like that, get all session recording by batch ID. Okay. Now here, controller name dot session, then plus methods and here enrollment dashboard session. In session we will just have one method, that is by batch. So this will be the method name. Get sessions by batch. Your method name will be this. Okay. So this method name dot session dot, okay, plus after slash we need to pass the ID. So batch ID, colon number, whatever the batch ID we pass from the component, that we need to provide it over here. Single quotes slash plus ID. Okay. So dynamic URL will be created. Now over here, we need to inject our batch service also. So batch service is equal to inject batch service. So this dot batch service dot, wait, session recording service. No, what's the service name? Recording service dot, why we are not getting it, batch service dot get all session recording by batch ID. Now when we are calling this function from the HTML, we are passing batch ID, so that we need to catch it. So BID colon number, and this BID we will pass it over here. Let's subscribe. Next. Again, we need one more signal to store the session recordings. Session recordings. Okay, so this will go over here. This dot session recordings is equal to res dot data. Okay, now where it is static, this call 6 will be our dynamic UI. So this should be repeated, call 6, or let's say call for whatever. We will check the UI later. So session recording, that's a signal. This will go here. Okay, now what data we are getting? Topic name, I will show it over here. Item dot topic name, and date we will show session date over here. Item dot session date, and here we will show the description. Item dot topic description. And we don't need this. View recording. Okay, on click of it, we will open the model pop-up, and that URL we will pass it. Then we will load the YouTube player. That we will do later. First, we will see this if we are able to complete it. Okay, so if I click on 186, if we have, let's say in 186, I don't know records are there or not. Wait, for not for. Batch session slash is missing. Okay, so in service, how come slash is missing? Enrollment slash is over here. How come slash is missing? Batch sessions, not in the enrollment, sorry. Here batch service, batch recording. Here one slash is missing. Okay, so okay, so on the page load we have an API call where we are getting the enrollment we have got it. Now if I click on 186, in one, why API call is not coming? Where it is breaking. Let's try to log that. Why API call I'm not able to see? And why it is breaking over here? Save session recording, and this is okay. Dot set session recording is signal only. Should work. Now on click of 186, why API call I'm not able to see? Data is coming, see 186, two records are there. API call, why I'm not able to see? Page is there. It is also nothing. Anyway, see, if I click on 186, you can see two recordings are there. In this batch, three recordings are there. In 198, no recording is there. Understood now? And if we check in the test login, so 198, understood? So now try to imagine if from the first day this application was ready, instead of going through the chat, you log into your application, your batch name will come over here. On the click of batch, you will be able to see all the recording in one place. Got it? You're getting the whole picture now. how this application might be helpful and the
Yes.
business flow also.
Yes, yes.
So this was the final piece, final puzzle of our whole application. With this, you will be able to feel कि yeah, we created something. I don't know, like if you are able to understand it, the whole picture or not. But once you start using it, then you will see it. कि yeah, what we started and why this application was needed. Okay, understood? B-32 specifically. Old guys, you might have understood little bit.
Yes, sir.
Naved, Pranay, clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So this final phase you have to complete. Okay. Vasanta, clear? Santosh? Okay. So whatever I did today, complete this. Okay. So with this, our basic version is completed. No advanced code is there, nothing is there. Okay. So I will check with Shubham once again because he has pushed some code. But in my local also, I have so many changes. So I won't be able to push. Again, merge conflict will be there. So I will check with him. Then I will push this code and I will keep it to a different branch so that the basic code, you will have it in a different batch. Then we will, in the main branch, we will start on the advanced part again. Probably from Monday. Okay. Clear? So this is the basic flow. Let's say you don't know any Angular advanced topic like reusable component, interceptor, custom directive, custom pipe. You don't know anything. Still we completed the project. Did we use any advanced thing over here? We didn't create a single reusable component, not created any pipe, not created any custom directive. We didn't use interceptor, no dynamic form, nothing. Very basic. The basic things by using Angular, we completed the whole project. Okay. Understood, guys? Simply API call is there, and obviously form. Without form, we cannot do anything. Clear all?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So try to complete this flow by tomorrow and day after tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. I have also free time. So in case you face any issue, you can reach out to me. We have to complete. I will help you to complete, but we have to complete this whole flow at least. Okay.
Richard.
Fine. Okay. Yeah. So we have Aishwarya. Amir is not there, I think. So one more time, Aishwarya, congratulations. You got the offer. But again, most of the
Thank you.
people are thinking like they don't know you were immediate joiner. She was immediate joiner. That's why the process got speed up. Okay. And Amir, he was also immediate joiner. Amir was jobless from last 6 to 7 months. Now he got the job. Okay. But even though he was immediate joiner, last to 6, 7 months, he was still trying and trying. Now he got the offer. Okay. I hope Amir didn't join, but he would have shared why it took so much time. Okay. Aishwarya, would you like to say why it took time now?
Yeah, actually, I just left job in November and like with the same timeline as you, like your last day was 21 and my
Right.
last day was 17.
Okay.
So like in December, I gave interview like December, no interview, not even single interview I gave in December.
Hmm.
But before that, in November end, I had given some startup interviews like Transbank, even Capgemini round one I had cleared, but second round they did not take up because it was for Pune location. Then in December, no interview. Then in Jan first week, I just refreshed my portal, like resume on various portals like Emphasis and all, because I know the hiring will start in Jan itself. So I just uploaded in
Hmm.
Emphasis, Accenture and all, because it in the that portal my old resume was there of 5 years experience
Right.
and all.
Hmm.
So I just uploaded, and first thing, actually what happened, I was working with SBI location,
Hmm.
and over there also there were Emphasis people, and
Hmm.
it was multi-vendor kind of
Hmm.
project. So I was from Orient Pro, but
Hmm.
Emphasis 80 people were there.
Okay.
So I was aware about the Emphasis culture and all, like there is no
Hmm.
increment since the 3 years.
Hmm.
Like increment issue is there still in Emphasis. It's not like that I have cracked a big company like that. But I in and when I messaged you first time, na, you told me that since you're working since 8 years, but there is no brand in your resume like
Hmm.
the big brand
Hmm.
like Accenture, Wipro, TCS. So that line, that one line just hit me like, since 8 years I'm working and there
Right.
is no brand in my
We
resume.
need
So
one brand. Anything. It might
yeah,
be Indian or by. We need a brand because
yeah, I
you
have
will only
worked with,
understand.
I have worked
But
with
that
a
is
product base.
different,
Yeah,
right? Most of the product-based company, because see, most of the HR now what they do, if they look any proper brand now, if you have 3 or 4 resume, they will choose a CV who has brands because
yeah,
you
yeah,
won't
yeah,
face any issue in BG because they might have already done it, right?
yeah, correct, correct.
That's the main reason,
So
BG.
yeah, so in December now that you in LinkedIn you shared your point of view over this.
Right.
Like in LinkedIn you asked me like why there is no brand in your resume since 8 years. So the from that point of view, I just started focusing on the brands. Like I worked in product based also, and my client was recent client was SBI, but I was not in on the direct payroll of SBI.
Hmm.
So I just tried for Emphasis, but I just tried like that only because the
Hmm.
location is far from me, like Goregaon location. It's
Hmm.
1.5 hours.
Hmm.
I just tried, let's give it the interview.
Hmm.
We will see later whether to join or not. And
Hmm.
I cleared both the round.
Hmm.
और मतलब ऐसा होता है ना कि आप 100% देते हो और वो क्रैक नहीं होता, और आप
Hmm.
5% देते हो और वो क्रैक हो जाता है, ऐसा केस हुआ।
Correct.
So in 1 week only they scheduled both the interviews. Like 6th Jan I gave first round, 8th Jan they scheduled manager round,
Hmm.
and they released the offer within 2 days only. Like Monday or Tuesday they released the offer, and they were like, you can join immediate, so you can join from next this month, this
Hmm.
19.
3 days or what?
It's hybrid. 3 days work from office, 2 days work from home.
Good. Uh, So see, with my just give me one time.
Congrats, Aishwarya.
Yeah, thank you, Chira.
So
Congratulations.
you worked in a
Ashwini.
Yeah, thank you.
See, again, like why we should not again look because there is no guarantee that again you will receive call and again interview will happen or not. So whatever the first opportunity we are getting, na, we have to go ahead.
Yeah, correct. Because my friends are also like 6 months jobless because SBI culture is very toxic from because there were multiple vendors like Emphasis Safety. So my
Right.
company people, almost everybody left. Like
Hmm.
10 Orient Pro people were there. Almost
Hmm.
10 people resigned and left within 3-4 months. It
Hmm.
was so toxic, SBI culture. But
Okay.
those people are jobless. They left before me, but they are also jobless since 6 to 8 months. So I got some luck kind of thing. I don't know what happened, but it just happened.
No, that's what I said. Ki all the Indian MNCs portal, we should register after every year. Na, we should update our data over there because let's say Emphasis or Percy or TCS, they first look from their database, right? If they don't get the candidate from their database, whatever we apply, then they will look for Naukri and everything, right? So we should always have our updated profile to their respective
Yeah,
companies.
yeah. Because
It
on
take time,
Naukri,
but it should.
yeah, because on Naukri, I had not applied anywhere on emphasis.
Right.
They might have got my number from the portal only because no, on Naukri there was no opening for emphasis.
Right. Because last Accenture also, I was only lucky when I joined. And that too, I know ki only I registered and from there only I got the call. But after that, when I leave the Accenture, after that also I have applied many times to the Accenture, but I have never received a call. And so many my friends also. I have not seen people getting calls from Accenture. You might also feel the same. Accenture doesn't call. I don't know from where they are looking and how they look, but you won't get call from their people also. But at least if you are immediate joiner and the right situation is there, so and your candidate data is there in their portal, you will get call. Not just with Accenture, with any Indian MNCs. First they look for their data instead of going for Naukri. Okay. So those who are actively looking, make sure it takes time to upload the data on every portal because they need everything. Your all the previous companies, addresses, so many things you need. Okay, but have some time and upload that data over there. Okay, fine then. So just complete this. Sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.